Happy July 4th. And it's an interesting July 4th because Donald Trump is positing an entirely new basis for America's economic policy, its foreign policy, and its domestic policy, basically resurrecting nationalism as the fundamental keystone rather than globalism or international free markets, and rather than the international rule of law. Trump is really saying that globalism is running to its course. It's coming to an end. And the defeat of the European Union in Britain in the Brexit vote, where Eileen and I worked fairly hard with many of the forces that were pushing the leave position, that really marked the first political defeat of globalism at the polling places. Basically, what Trump is saying is we must not be controlled by the requisites of what everybody else wants, or by abstract economic theory. It may be that Milton Friedman and Adam Smith believe in completely pure free trade, but we shouldn't do that. The United States should act in the interest of its own people. And when free trade means that we go from a $2 billion surplus to a $70 billion deficit in our trade with Mexico under NAFTA, fix NAFTA or repeal NAFTA and act in the interest of the American people. And just because the international community believes in free flow of people and in open borders and all of that, we don't, because we're worried that such a massive influx of immigrants undermines our security and stops our low-income people from getting decent jobs at decent pay. So Trump is essentially resurrecting nationalism from the ash heap of history, Marx's phrase, onto which the globalists have consigned it. Their theory is we're one world, we should deal with the economics of the world, and we're completely interdependent. But Trump is onto something. With the advance of robotics, robots will increasingly perform the tasks done by low-income workers. And therefore, the current globalism, where you have a cell phone and it's made in 9 different countries, and then the parts are assembled in a 10th and sold in an 11th, is really becoming a thing of the past. There's been a doubling of the volume of world trade in the last 20 years, and it's very likely to slacken off and drop over the next 10 or 20 years. Because with robots, you don't need to look for low-wage workers around the world. And you might as well make the parts and assemble them right next to the store where they're going to be sold. No point in incurring the transportation costs, because the robots are capable increasingly of doing incredibly complicated, intricate tasks that you used to need human beings for. And this really means that the various regions of the world become increasingly self-sufficient and decreasingly dependent upon one another. And how we navigate that field and how we protect our national interest, the interest of the American people, and at the same time take advantage of the opportunities that a global market offers is going to be the real struggle of the Trump administration, if it ever comes to be. But when you connect Trump's views, I'm not sure he does a good job of articulating this as a worldview, but we try to in our book, Armageddon, how Trump can beat Hillary. And we really connect it into this sort of coherent nationalist, super globalist worldview. So pick it up, have a look at it, and when you think of the Trump candidacy, think of it within this context. Thanks for watching.